Welcome to the MetsXMFanZone Podcast, your ultimate source of everything Mets. As we bring you the latest updates, analysis, and insights of your Mets Daily. Before we start our shows, don't forget to hit that smash button to share, like, and subscribe as we go live every week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 9 a.m. And if you miss our shows, we will be live at 5 p.m. If you love our content, don't forget to check our website for everything Met live streams at MetsXMFanZone.com for your Met live action all season long, and you can check that out today. Now let's get started with our show. First off, we would like to thank you and welcome Met fans to another episode of MetsXMFanZone Podcast. It's a beautiful day in Port St. Lucie, where the team is gearing up for another exciting season of Mets baseball. And that's right, spring training is officially underway, and we're here to bring you all the latest updates from Mets camp. So, what's been going on down here in Florida? Well, what's really going on down there? Well, there has been a lot of excitement around the team's new acquisitions. The Mets made some big moves this offseason, and fans are eager to see on how they perform on the field. And definitely one of the biggest storylines by far has been bringing back a new addition to our family, which is Brandon Nimmo. He's already made a big impact, and he's showing it by his presence and smile going into spring training. And that was yesterday. He showed up yesterday. And he looked pretty happy. He looks ready to go. And the Met fans are excited to see what he could bring to the lineup this year in 2023. But also, he didn't come alone. We have two big new acquisitions that came to the Mets this offseason, and that was Cody Senga, the pitcher from Japan, and also three-time Cy Young Award winner in Justin Verlander. The two biggest signs that the Mets made in the middle of the season. But to start off in the beginning of the season, the Mets made a big move, which was Edwin Diaz, and re-signing him and locking him into a deal. Will he be the biggest impact of which was a big impact of the 22 season, but him going into the 23 season, we're able to see on what he can do. Which he did have a big comeback in 22 with all those saves that he's made. He showed so much improvement from the years prior, and him going into the 23 season, Met fans are even more excited to see on what he can do. But going on from that, but let's talk about position players. Who could be a big impact going into the 23 season? Which, I'm going to start off by saying Jeff McNeil. He's been marking some great plays and looks poised to take on a large role in 23. While winning in 2023 the Silver Slugger Award, he goes to showing how value he is with his bat, and not only that, but his plate appearances and his presence being on the field has been, of course, there's always been excitement with him as a player. And he is a big impact player on this team with Pete Alonso and others to follow. But what can we also look at in spring training, which are prospects? Key names to be mentioned is Francisco Alvarez. And also, don't forget Brett Beatty. Those were guys that were prospects at one point, but now are finally on this team. Which goes to show there's also been a lot of talks in regards to players that have been hurt this offseason. And players that will show a big impact going into the 23 season. But one guy I happen to mention that I feel could be very impactful is Tyler McGill. Coming back from an injury, fans are eager to see on how the pitching staff will perform this offseason. And guys like him could very well be impactful. And even with David Peterson, David Robinson, and other additions to follow. And that's right. The team's success will largely depend on how the starting rotation does perform this season. And it's great to see the Mets having Verlander and Saigon looking poisoned for spring training. And of course, we can't forget Carlos Carrasco, and we can't forget Quintana, because those are guys that are going to be impactful also in the starter rotation. And will we see Carlos Carrasco be traded, or will he end up still staying? And that's another key to be mentioned. And also on that note, it is time for a word of our partners. Attention, sport fans. Are you ready to experience the life of live games and concerts? Look no further than nationwide.com. With access to the hottest events across the country, you'll never miss a chance to see your favorite teams and artists in action. From NFL to NBA to MLB to NHL, Nationwide Tickets has you covered. Plus, with a secure and user-friendly platform, you can be confident that you're getting the best seats at the best prices. Don't wait. You can head over to our website at MetsXMFanZone.com and now get started to plan your next experience with Nationwide Tickets. You're always in front of the row. Always. Links are in our website at MetsXMFanZone.com, and you can also check our links down below for all details. And also now, getting back to our website. So, bringing you the latest of Mets news by first talking the latest on Kali Lee. On Monday, the Mets designated outfielder Kali Lee for assignment for domestic violence, and allegations emerged against him last week. Lee has been accused for physical and verbal abuse towards ex-girlfriend. And according to our sources, later to be mentioned, that there has been warrants out for his arrest, and Syracuse police have been putting criminal obstructions against him. And there has been warrants being placed on him and lawsuit filed against him in court. Allegations of abuse have been put against him, but we'll get to see on what happens with that, because his girlfriend, they were saying that when he was playing with the AAA Syracuse Mets last season, the league had opened up an investigation on this, and they wanted to know exactly what happened. But the Mets immediately notified MLB, and they were aware of these allegations. The Mets said in a statement, which I'll quote here, is, "We will fully comply with MLB's policies and cannot comment until the completion of the league's investigation has been put into process." But Lee's former girlfriend claims in the lawsuit that she has been assaulted and her hair got pulled and she got choked, and they had arguments in May of 2022, but obviously there was bruises and stuff like that, which the police have put in their reports. But with that being said, it departed him with the New York Mets. But the Mets did have him last season, and he's been with the Mets for quite a while. But let's talk about the history of Kali Lee. He was with the Kansas City Royals in a 3-team deal in February of 2021. He appeared for 13 games for the New York Mets over the past 2 seasons. Lee has spent much of his time with AAA Syracuse Mets, but will now be a free agent after getting let go. Basically, it's designated for assignment, which the Mets did do that today. The Mets also claimed right-hander after that, Sam Conrad, off of waivers from the Philadelphia Phillies. And let's talk on the history with him. He did go 2 for 2 with a 4.4 ERA in 2021. He had 42 appearances. He hasn't really done so much in 2022. I don't know. We don't know so much of the history on him, but in our next episode, we will also be discussing him as well. Also, we will have some news in regards to all the players that will be put in place for spring training. We also will be talking about all the prospects that are going to be coming in. You guys will be seeing it in spring training also as well. But we will be giving you guys all that update. Well, that's all the time that we have for you guys today on this episode of MetsXMFanZone Podcast. We would like to thank you for joining us today, but tomorrow's show we will be talking about news surrounding Keith Hernandez's contract with a return to the SNY booth. And we will also be talking about the Mets did sign today Carlos Beltran, which he is now put as an assistant again with Billy Epler. So that will be in our tomorrow's show. We would like to thank you guys for watching here in our show today. We do go live on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 9 a.m. And also, we also do the show on the evening time at 5 p.m. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And to hear all new content, you can listen to our platforms on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and even on Odyssey. Also, don't forget to check out our live content of spring training games and season games at MetsXMFanZone.com. You'll be able to watch live spring training games and also season action games also as well. And we would like to thank you guys for watching here in our show today. That is a wrap for our show. And also don't forget to check out tomorrow's episode right here at MetsXMFanZone Podcast. And how we always end these shows with you guys, be safe, be well, and let's go Mets. And we'll see you in our tomorrow's broadcast.